What it is, YouTube? It's your girl, Potty Mouth Goddess, PMG. What it is, Potty Mouth Squad, PMS. How y'all doing today? I want you to know, if you don't already know, you're a beautiful, kind, intelligent, smart, and overall just fine shit. Okay, you fine shit. And anybody who comes in contact with you, they need to ask themselves,
how lucky can one guy be?
okay, so for today's video, we got a story time featuring Schedule 1 gameplay. Now, originally, this video was supposed to just be Schedule 1 gameplay, me just doing a prologue with some funny dialogue over it. But I forgot to record my mic, so I said, fuck it, I do a story time over it. And I said, what better story time if I'm playing a game where I'm a drug dealer? What better story time than the first time I got high, right? I got high, high, high.
Was gonna clean my room until I got high. I was gonna get up and find the broom, but then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. Why, man? Yeah, because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. La, da, 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 da. I was gonna go to class before I got high. Come on, y'all. Check it out. I could have cheated and I could have passed.
So without further ado, let's get to this video. Okay, so quick backstory. Now, the first time I had gotten high, I was 14. I was in high school. It was freshman year. But I had smoked prior to this. I just never been high. Now, I know y'all like, how the fuck you been smoking and shit? You ain't never got high. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay? So, the first time I ever tried smoking, I was 11. And it was this boy who lived in my building. We went to the same middle school. And he was one of those, like, he was in 8th grade, but he was like 15 in 8th grade. So yeah, he was one of those. But he was mad cool, whatever. And he used to treat me like his little sister or whatever. So he used to smoke or whatever. And one day I just asked him if I could hit it or whatever. And he let me. Now, the first time I did it, of course, I didn't do it right. Like, I just held it in my mouth and then I just blew it out. He was like, no, you got to inhale. My dumb ass, I wasn't understanding for real, for real. So I guess I'm still doing it wrong. I don't know. But he ended up telling me I was doing it right. I didn't feel too much. Or maybe I just don't remember. Maybe I did at the time. I don't know. But I never got high from that point. And then when I was like 12, I had got weed. I had got some backwoods and shit. I could not roll. I was in the park and I was rolling. The people from housing and shit, they knew my mom really well. So one of them had like seen me and shit. So I know she snitched. I know it was her who snitched. If it wasn't her, it was either the man who gave me the damn Fonto leaf, because he also knew my mother or whatever. But that's kind of fucked up. Like, did he tell her, like, I gave her the Fonto leaf? That's if he told. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Just know that my attempts at smoking at first were all failures. Okay, I tried like 3 times. Anyways, so fast forward, it is freshman year of high school. It is the 3rd day of school. Now, I want to say the first or second day I had met this boy. I think he was like a year or two ahead of me, and we was in the same gym class. His name was Yanni. White boy, I'm talking about Fez. Y'all know Fez from Euphoria? Yeah, that's Yanni. The little white boy, you know what I'm saying? But he was cool. He was down to earth or whatever. And I don't even remember how we hit it off for real. But all I remember is it was like the 3rd day of school and he had a pen. And he told me like, hey, yeah, I'll let you hit the cart or whatever. He showed me how to hit it or whatever. And so as I'm hitting it, I'm like, bro, this shit not like doing nothing or whatever. He was like, it's going to hit. You just got to give it some time or whatever. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. Because we used to go outside for gym. Like whenever it's nice out, we would go outside for gym. So I ain't think nothing of it. We like on the side by the fence. Like we supposed to be walking around the track. We was not doing that shit. We was just on the side by the fence where like the teachers they couldn't see us for real. So yeah, we just hitting the cart or whatever. So the gym period and the bell ring. Yeah. I kid y'all not. As soon as we walking back into the gym, I feel a wave just over my body. Like this weight, like it was like pulling me down. And then that's when I knew right then and there I was high. Cause I'm like, and I just started geeking. Like I just started smiling and shit. Like I'm trying to contain it, but I couldn't contain it. Cause I'm just like, hey, yes, I'm high. I'm high. Like I was just so happy, right? So as I'm walking, everything just feel heavy, but at the same time I'm on cloud nine. So I'm smiling and shit. Boom. Gym period over, go to English. So I'm in English or whatever. English. Now I had a Italian English teacher and she was mad cool. Like she was one of those teachers where like her returning students used to barge in her class to come and sit with her. They would skip class. That's how cool she was. Like she knew them kids were skipping class, but they would come skip class just to at least be with her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was real cool. So we in English class, and I'm kind of like at this point, it was still it was the beginning of the year, so yeah, I was like at the back of the class or whatever. We wasn't in our groups yet. She hadn't put us in groups, and I remember like I was my desk was like at the side of was by the wall or whatever. So I remember I'm just like out of nowhere, I'm just leaning on the wall. I start getting dry mouth, cotton mouth. So I'm like, damn, like I need some water or whatever. So I'm just leaning. I think she could kind of tell because she was looking at me like, is this bitch okay? I think she kind of knew. I'm pretty sure she knew I was high. Like, I knew it wasn't her first rodeo. She's been teaching for years, right? So I'm looking at her. I'm like, Miss, can I please go get some water? Please. She like, yeah, go get some water. Like, she looking at me like, girl, the fuck, you all right? So I'm like, where's the water fountain? Because I knew it was a water fountain. I just didn't know exactly where it was. She was like, I know there's a water fountain, but I don't know where it was. So I'm like, fucking useless. Okay, fucking useless. You been at this school for how many years and you don't know the layout for real? Like, come on. But anyways, I'm like, okay, I'll just go find it. So boom, I'm walking around because we was on the second floor. I'm walking around the second floor, walking around, walking around. I cannot find this water fountain. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to go. Yeah, this was really my thought process. I don't know why. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm about to go to the bathroom and just drink from the sink real quick. Fuck it. It is what it is. And they bathrooms used to be like, it used to stink. It wasn't, it was, the bathrooms was never like dirty, but it just, it just used to stink. But I'm like, fuck it. It is what it is. Cause like my throat is mad dry. So I'm walking to go to the girls' bathroom. Some way, somehow, I end up at the boys' bathroom. And I don't know why, but my school, like, I guess to stop the kids from skipping class or whatever, they used to take attendance outside of the bathrooms at one point, like, for like a month or two when I first was at that school. Like, yeah, I don't know. But the guy, I'm like, yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta sign my name. And the guy, he looking at me, he like, this is the men's restroom. He was like, the girls is da 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 da. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He like, yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I really don't understand my thought process. Like looking back on it. So I remember I just told him like, at this point, I'm like, fuck going to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go back to class or whatever because I'm like, I'm not finna walk around again just to look for the women's bathroom. Like he told me where it was at, but I'm high as hell, so I didn't understand the directions. So I just went back to class or whatever. She asked me if I got the water. I said no. So I'm in class or whatever, and I still got the cotton mouth, and like I'm starting to feel, a little lightheaded and shit. I'm starting to just feel, I don't know, like I just started to feel like out of it or whatever. So then I raised my hand again. I'm like, can I please just go to the nurse? So now she looking at me like, okay, yeah, you're definitely high. She was like, yeah, you can go to the nurse or whatever. And I was like, yeah, because I really need some water and I couldn't find the fountain. She was like, it's okay, just go. Go downstairs to the nurse. And some way, somehow, it's so funny because I never knew what a nurse's office was. But God must have been on my side because as I was going downstairs to the first floor, the nurse, as soon as I came from the steps, like the nurse was coming by. So I just followed her to the office or whatever. I'm in the nurse or whatever. And it was the nurse, chubby white lady, and a Hispanic lady. She was kind of like mid 20s, and she was cool as hell. So I'm like, yeah, I just don't feel that well. I need some water or whatever at first. That's what I told them, right? I just needed some water. I was like, I think I just need to lay down for a bit. They was like, okay, okay, you can lay down for a few. We'll give you some water and go back to class. I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all, I laid down. I want to give it about probably 3 minutes. I started feeling mad paranoid. So I don't know. I try to put the thought to the side. Like my thoughts was just running. I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, Miss, I'm not gonna lie. I'm high as hell right now. So they both just looking at me like in shock. They just looking at me like, girl, what the I'm like, yeah, I'm high right now. So they're like, okay, they like obviously if I'm reacting like this, it probably wasn't my shit to begin with. So they like, okay, well, who gave it to you then? Now, I don't know Yanni history for real at that school, but all I know is like, yeah, he was the plug at the time. He was a dropout. Like he was one of those barely went to class and shit, or he would skip class to go sell. And he also lived like close to the school, so it was nothing for him to also go home. But yeah, that was Yanni. But I don't know if he ever been caught up in a situation before, because when I tell you they was really trying to pry it out of me, like who gave me the weed or whatever. So I'm just like, nobody gave it to me. Like in my head, how I know? I was like, look, snitches get stitches. All right. I ain't finna rat old dude out. I'm like, it was I just found it. I'm like, I found a cart outside during gym class and I just started smoking it. So they're like, right, right. So they was like, nobody, I'm like, nobody gave it to me. I found a cart and my dumb ass just decided to smoke it, just trying to get high. So they were like, okay, eventually they stopped pushing for it. And the Hispanic lady, she had like a long talk with me. She was very nice. She was just like, hey, like, look, you know, we know that somebody gave that to you. Like for today, we're not gonna call your mom or your dad or whoever. Like, but she was like, we want you to know, like, these people, they don't care. They're young just like you. They do not care if something happens to you for real. So she was like, the next time that something like this is happening, you're gonna have to tell us. So I'm like, okay, or whatever. But I get the water. They let me stay there for probably like the next period and a half, and then I went back to class or whatever. And I was cool. So yeah, that was my first time getting high. How would I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? I give that shit a solid 8. And the only reason it wouldn't have been a 10 is because I was mad I couldn't get no water at first. And then the fact that, like, I don't know if that's considered green. No, I don't think that's considered greening out. Greening out is like, I think when you throw up, like when you throw up or whatever. That I've had that happen to me like 2 or 3 times. But I think what I was just going through was just like first time getting high and I was paranoid. I think that's literally all it was. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. PMG, I'm out. Actually, editing me here. So to clarify, I never seen Yanni. Like I probably see him maybe once or twice around the school after that. But after that day, I never seen him again. And I tried to cop from him again. Like I was texting him on Snapchat. I had skipped like, cause in my school it was like 9 periods. I had skipped like the beginning of fourth period and was waiting outside for this boy, and this boy never came to give me my shit. And like I was scared to go back because it was my first time skipping, so I was scared to go back into school. I didn't want them to like catch me or anything. So I went home. I don't remember what I did. I think I just walked around for a bit until like a certain time. And I was like, okay, it's safe for me to go home. Just in case, like, I knew my mom wasn't home, but just in case she was, you know what I mean? But yeah, I never seen him again. And also, like, I talked to my English teacher. I'm like, like, it was like a few weeks later. I was like, I was high, like, around the first or third day of school, and she was like, yeah, I know. She was like, I could tell. She was like, baby, I've been doing this for some years. I said, I already knew that you knew. Yeah, she was cool. But now, PMG, I'm out.
What did you say?